Number 26. Legal grounds for detaining a person. One of the most protective rights of an individual is right to liberty. This is expressly provided for under our Constitution 13, which states that no person may be deprived of liberty without due process of law. 27. Control concept. Control involves supervision of prisoners to ensure punctual and orderly movement to and from the dominate or the dormitories place of work, church, hospitals, and realization facilities in accordance with the daily schedule. Number 28. Control center. The control center is a centrally located and elevate facility with good fields of observation of facilities and manpower will permit a jail should be provided with a control center manned around the clock through which telephone calls and other communications are channeled, emergency alarm system operated, official count records clear, key control established, and the day-to-day operations centralized and control. 29. Prison discipline. Discipline is continuing states of good order and behavior. In prison, it includes the maintenance of good standards of work, sanitation, safety, education, personal health and reaction. It ensures that person and groups go on time to their opponent place and that they maintain standards of conduct which are necessary when large number of people live and work together. 30. Good communication. This is an important element of discipline wherein management conveys to the inmates the things the latter ought to do, and in turn inmates convey to the management how they feel about the program of prisons. 31. Ways of securing effective good communication system. Requiring prisons to undergo admission or orientation procedures, distributing manual and rule book, creating inmates council. These are composed of duly elected representatives of the various housing unit and assessment groups. Number 32. Preventive discipline. Preventive discipline involves prompt corrections of minor deviations before they become serious violence, which may be dealt with a reprimand or warning, and is used when the deviation trivial due to ignorance or lack of understanding or the result of careless or faulty habits. 33. Disciplinary case in prisons. The deputy superintendent for custody is responsible for disciplinary and punitive actions. In small institutions, only one disciplinary officer hear case of disciplinary matters. But in bigger institutions, there are a board of discipline which hears such case, usually in composed of the assistant superintendent of custody as chairman and the physician and psychologist as members. 34. Behavior report includes both bad acts and attitude as well as expectationally good work habits and attitudes. This is intended to call attention to the inmates' acts such as lack of self-control, suspiciousness, and etc. Um, Number 35, misconduct report carries every violation of law or rule, and every case include is investigate and heard by the board. 36, most common prison violation which necessitate disciplinary hearing. Some of the frequent violation include gambling, fighting, homosexual practice, stealing, scumbling, in or possession of contraband, skating or being in unauthorized or which are pass or disobedience, refusal to work, making alcoholic beverage, breathing plant, attempt or consummated escapes. 37. Disciplinary board for jails. A disciplinary board shall be organized and maintained in jails for the purpose of hearing disciplinary case involving any prisoner who violate jail's rules and regulations, which shall be composed of the assistant warden as chairman, chief security of officer, medical officer of public health officer, jail chaplain, and social worker as members. 38. General and academic education. The first legal recognition of academic education as desirable in penal or reformatory institutions was in 1847 when the legislation of New York State provide for the appointment of 2 teachers of each of the state's prisons to give instruction in English for not less than an hour and a half a day. Number 39. Vocational education. Since majority of the persons committed to prisons lack of necessary training and experience in a work which would serve as a means of their livelihood in the community. Vocational training program should be well designed to provide persons necessary knowledge and skill for successful work in a socially acceptable occupation after their release. 40. Industrial and educational program for jails. Opportunities should be provided or the inmates to acquire trade-related academic instruction if needed, and or to engage in any shop work according to his aptitudes and interests. 41. Work programs. When labor as was introduced into prison, it was regarding primarily as a means of punishment. Although the possibilities for from it profits were not overlooked. 42. Work assessment of prisons. Uh, Unsustainable or available for limited employment only such as new arrivals in quarantine and those nearly to leave the institution, those awaiting transfer, those in disciplinary status, and those chronically ill and with mental disabilities. Number 43. Educational assessment including general education, voca- vocational training, and physical education. Number 44. Maintenance assessments involving the use of labor in activities relating to the care and upkeep of the institution's properties. 45. Agricultural activities plan to supply as much food requirements as possible while uh, simultaneously furnishing training and employment to those adapted to agriculture work. 46. Industrial employment plan to contribute towards reduction in the cost of operating the institutions to the rest of the inmates who will be benefit through industrials or in industries. Number 47. Work service for jails. Convicted able body prisoners may be required to work at least 8 hours a day on work while and or government projects, except on Sunday and holidays. 48. Religious service. Religious plays an important role in a prison's life. Religious service are given for the purpose of changing the attitude of the inmates by in calculating to them the value of religious belief. Number 49. Function of the chaplain in prisons. Conduct sacramental ministry such as communing, confession, and etc. Number 50. Conduct of religious ministry such as preaching in the pulpit, interpreting the Bible, and etc. And that's all. Thank you.